just trying to make sure that they're not going away sticky and icky. Nothing likes to be sticky and icky, not even me. It is hot and sweltering in here. I'm excited to say that today's video is in collaboration with my dear friend Shannon Torrens. Hi everyone, today we are working in my laundry room, also in this closet that we have back here. It has gotten a little crowded and out of control, so we are going to do some decluttering, rearranging, and some organization. So join me today as we try to tackle this. I have been procrastinating on it, but today is the day. I'm going to take you on a quick little tour of the mess that you cannot see so you can see what we're dealing with. Obviously, this is my laundry room, and my husband has taken up winemaking and his supplies don't currently have a home. This box over here has carboys in it as well, so we've got to find a home for those. And this is a little laundry chute here, and I have my kombucha back here, my canning. I don't have a lot of canning going on, so my goal is to put that in this closet to make some room. I also have my grocery bags up there, my little red toolbox. I have a video where I put that toolbox together. It was so fun. We have my junk drawer, which is actually in pretty good shape. It's not terrible. You can see I've cleaned it out previously. And just a bunch of hodgepodge here. I had previously organized these cabinets, so I don't think I have a lot of decluttering to do in here. I might be able to rearrange that, but we'll see. And then I have my light bulbs up there and some of my canning stuff going on in here. So that's in pretty good shape. And then I have herbs that I'm drying. A little drying rack over here, a little trash can, and my freezer. We have our cat food here, some cleaning supplies, and I have some empty shelving there, so we might have to come up with what we can put in there. My vacuum cleaner lives here, as well as some of the cleaning supplies on the wall. I need to get a new broom. And then I have my pantry back here. We're not going to be touching this. It's pretty full, and I previously did a video on that, so nothing will be happening there. You can see we also have ice chests. These are the ice chests that we use a lot when we go to the grocery store. Our big grocery store is about an hour away, so we do use those quite a bit. And I have my pickling spices here. My husband has his peppers for his chilies there, so we have full up right there. But here's the challenge. So I recently brought this white stand in, thinking that it would be great to put my root vegetables in that need dark and cool. It has turned into a little bit of wine storage that needs to move. And I also have this canning shelf that rolls out. That needs a little more organizing. And then I have some canned goods on this shelf, but I have a lot of empty jars. I am probably gonna relocate those empty jars. This is a bigger stand, so I'm looking to move what's on this stand, hopefully over here, which may mean that some of the equipment and jars here need to go. And then I have some food storage, long-term food storage that we're gonna dig into. One of these canning pans actually is my mother-in-law's, so I'm probably going to move that out back to her and put my electric canner in here. And then I have some towels. Those can probably go to a storage bin because I really use those rarely and they don't need to stay in here. I also have some empty boxes and additional food storage that I did for long-term storage to be able to have things on the grab. And yes, it happened after the virus and all the grocery shelves were empty, and we live way out in the country, so just having some preparedness. It looks like a lot, but honestly, it's like 3 to 6 months worth, and that is my goal, and it is long term, so I won't really have to touch that unless I need to actually consume or utilize some of it. So this is what we are tackling today. I have been dreading this, but we are going to do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull all of my husband's wine equipment out. I think that we may end up putting it in the tiny house, which is next door to us. We have some empty space over there that we can store some items. My empty jars, I've heard some people actually put it under beds just to have a place for storage. For some reason, I don't like the idea of having it under my beds. So we have a storage container that we can probably put those into, but we'll see what kind of space I have left once I start working on it. That's the plan. So right now, I'm gonna pull the wine stuff out. Oh goodness, empty wine bottles, the carboys. And no, we do not drink all of this. Our neighbor actually drinks them and gives us the empty bottles. And I'll take you over to the tiny house when we work on relocating that there. We'll donate these to people who actually have chickens and eggs. I used to have somebody that would pick them up, but now I'm just gonna have to deliver them. These are my husband's cooking gloves for the barbecue pit, so they'll go back outside where they belong. I'm trying to decide if I want that white shelf in there or if I want to keep that metal shelving and put the vegetables on it instead of the white shelf. The white shelf was given to me. I think it was free by the people who got it, and I painted it. And if I don't need it, I may see if they want it back, or I may donate it to our thrift shop. Onions from our neighbor. I'm gonna go ahead and unload all those butternut squash and pull that white shelving out, and I'll be back. These can go to the garage. So some bleach and extra soap. These are actually seeds. I think I know where I'll put them in my garden stuff. Okay, let me go get a dust rag. So why am I starting over here? I need quick wins. These are extra mop heads. They can stay back there. And I will probably pull this out and make sure that the floor is clean underneath. I'm in here, might as well do that, right? So why do I have so much bleach? I don't know, overbuying. We do have birds that have made nests and they poop all over the concrete. So once they fly away and we clean up all of that stuff, I do bleach the concrete quite heavily. A lot of this will be used. I think that is just water. I don't even know why it's there. That needs to go. So I didn't mean for this to turn into a cleaning session, but I'm already in here. I'm already tackling it. I might as well, right? Okay guys, I got a little busy and forgot to hit play. So I have only moved this so I can get to what's in it. I've pulled out some of the jars here, and I'm going to try to put some up there, especially the half-gallon ones. Okay, so far I've reoriented that. I've moved my grocery bags from the shelf that's behind me to here so they're easier to access. They're kind of high on the shelf that's way up there for me, so I need things that aren't going to be accessed as much there. And then I've rearranged some of the things on here. The mop heads now are behind the cat food, and I have my garden kind of harvesting bucket here with my gloves and my clippers. I have gloves back there, and then we are good right here. So that's as far as I have gotten, and the mess continues, and it's okay. So as I'm looking at this, these are my canning lids, some pectin, my towels that I use for canning tools, pickling salt. I had the gloves in here, and I moved the gloves where I just showed you. I use these for harvesting. My mother-in-law actually gave them to me, but when we had a lot of plums, I used those. They tended to do well. And then this is a pot for canning or for cooking, but primarily I use it for canning. Dehydrator, and then some vinegar. So I'm gonna start unloading all of the empty jars here and take them out to the kitchen to get them out of the way, and then see about kind of reorganizing this and shifting everything from here to over there. So let me see what I can do. So I made some room in this pantry over here, and I'm going to move some of these jars of pickles into there since I have the space. So these are my bottles that I use for kombucha. This really is not big enough because I have more, but we will make it work. Now I have the decision to make. Do I want to put my veggies on this like it is? I kind of like the openness of the floor instead of that white shelving, because this is in the way. The white shelving would not sit well this way, where this is short enough that that works. I still haven't dealt with up here yet. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? And I have more space down here, and I have more vinegar up there. So I'm thinking I'm going to move the vinegar that's up there down to that shelf, and then I'm going to bring those veggies back in and see how they fit on there. So let me do that right now. I'm just putting the cardboard down so the vinegar bottles will stand up straight. I've just been rearranging. So let me show you what it looks like now, and then I'm gonna bring those veggies in. So this is the top shelf. I had an empty bucket. I've moved the ice cream maker over and one of those on top, the pan up there, my electric ball canner, the dehydrator, and I'm good with extra space. Now I have some empty shelving space here, which I'm good with. I've got vinegar down there, and as I can some more and I don't have any room anywhere else, I'll put them here. So I've wanted to leave some empty space for that on purpose. And I guess I could put some of the ball jars back in here because when I can, I'm gonna need them. I just don't need to put as many of them in here. So I think I'm gonna do that. I think that's gonna work fine, and that white shelving doesn't need to come back in here, so that's good. Okay, I think we're good with that. I have another idea. So in the pantry in my kitchen, that's super small, I have a couple of baskets there. One I have some butternut squash in, and the other one I think I put potatoes in. I'm thinking that I'm gonna move them in here to this shelf. So let me go grab them and bring them in. My finger was stuck. Okay, so potatoes and more butternut squash. I think that'll work good, and it frees up space over there. Let's take a look at this. I do have sweet potatoes that will be harvested in about a month, so they will end up coming in here. Up here I have rearranged all of that, and I brought in these empty jars because once I can them and they fill up, it'll make them easier to access. I still have a lot that I'm going to relocate to storage, but there was no reason to leave those spaces empty. It just is more convenient for me to be able to grab. And then those are what I use for my kombucha and my lids, my canner. So I think we are good. I'm not touching any of that. I thought about it, but don't mess up a good thing. Put that in storage, give it back to my mother-in-law, and then up there to put my toolbox back. And I don't have any plans for up there right now, which is a good thing. It's a very good thing. I decided to put the bag with the towels up there. It's more for when we have a lot of rain, it gets muddy, just to have it ready by the door. And then I reduced the number of boxes that I had to just this, and I'm going to go ahead and recycle these and get them out of here. So while I'm at it, I'm also going to clean back here because I dropped that, but also because it hasn't been cleaned and it needs to be, so you can see why. So that's next. Oh, there's a sock. This has been hard work. This is why I was procrastinating, because I knew it would take me a long time. I am happy with what I did over there in the big house. This is the tiny house. If you have not been here, I will link my tiny house tour here so you can see what it's all about. I already decluttered here. We are looking at my husband's winemaking stuff and needing to put it in a good location. So I have this armoire right here, and the bottom is empty. I think it has a pillow in it, and I may get a space bag to like squish that down and have it here. I have plenty of pillows. I think we'll be okay, but I'm thinking that I can put some of that down there. And let me show you what I am thinking. So most of this is carboys, which is what this is. He's got two of those, a smaller two set right there, some empties, and what we have down here is his first batch of wine. I have a shelf that I think I can put in. I just didn't know if the shelf could handle weight of wine, but it could handle the weight of some empties. So I may end up doing that. And then if we walk over here, down here, I have two pillows. So I don't think I need both of these pillows in here. This bed has a trundle underneath. So, but I've already got two pillows there with the blue pillowcases that could be used for that. So I don't know that I need these two pillows in here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and see if I have any pillows in the big house that are maybe older and could use trading out. And we will get these out of here and free up the space. Now the only other thing is, this has a shelf, but I think if I put the tall carboys in here, that the shelf is not gonna serve a purpose for us. So I'm going to leave that shelf in there upside down, and let's get going. Let's do it. Please fit, please fit. Oh yeah. Oh, yes, that makes me happy. He's got some very tall tools here that may need to. I'm wondering if this whole thing will fit in there if I pull these out. What is this? Oh, I guess it's to wash the bottles. Okay. I think this can just be in here somewhat loose. I don't want to bend it. Slow down, Joyce. You are breaking nails, and that's never a positive. Okay, I'm having to wash this other bucket and the bottles that were inside because we had a little mishap with something spilling on it, and I need it clean before it goes in there. So I'm not gonna make you watch that because it is boring, but just know that that's what I'm doing at the sink, and that's not fun. Okay, I have bottles soaking in the sink, but this is full of bottles, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it down there. I've dried this out, and we'll at least get this put away. And I think the rest of the empty bottles I will put in the cabinet here in the peninsula with the shelf. So I will work on that next, but let's do this right now. Oh, shit. Is this taller? Oh no! Look, this bucket's taller. This bucket is taller. No, it won't work. It won't work. Why is that taller? What am I gonna do with this bucket? Just lay it down in there, but then that's gonna fall out? What am I doing? We're gonna try something. Please don't let this be disastrous. You know what? That needs to be washed. And that needs to be washed. I thought I did my due diligence here. They're all gonna be re-washed anyway. I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. Plans aren't working out. Okay, now we're gonna wash those bottles out and these and put that shelf in. Let's go do that. I knew these little things that make the shelf, I knew I needed them and I knew I saved them somewhere. I just didn't realize where. Now I do. Okay, what's happening? Why? You come back here, baby. Look how cute. He put a towel down in for it. Sweet things. Okay, that'll hold a lot. Can I just tell y'all, am I the only one who likes pretty bottles? I'm not going to keep this one in here. I'm going to take it back to the main house and probably put kombucha in it because it is so pretty. It's such a pretty bottle. Again, these are going to be washed before they get wine in them. I'm just trying to make sure that they're not going away sticky and icky. Nothing likes to be sticky and icky, not even me. It is hot and sweltering in here. So, that's what I am going to do next. So I won't make you watch that. All right, everyone. This is the cabinet that now has the full wine bottles on the bottom. I added the shelf and now I have these other wine bottles that I just washed and put in here. They're not completely dry. I dried the outside, but they can air dry the rest of the way and I think they will be fine. So let's do a quick summary and we are just about done. Well, that took a little bit longer than I had planned, but that's okay. It's all right. I was planning on getting this done today and it feels so good to get it done, and I procrastinated on it long enough. So I did turn on the AC for a little while and cooled the place down because I was glistening. Let's just do a quick summary. We have done cleaning of the laundry room. We have decluttered the laundry room and that storage closet that I had in there. And it feels so good to get it done. I had been procrastinating on it because I knew it was going to take a long time, and it did, but that's okay. I'm just so glad that it's done now, and it just feels better. So we didn't really declutter a lot. I'll be giving those egg cartons away and donating them. I think the white shelving will not go back in that closet. The white shelving I am probably going to put in our C container and just use it as shelving in there. We can always use shelving and it'll serve a utilitarian purpose there. So I am very happy with that decision. About 4 or 5 boxes of the canning jars are going to be relocated to that same C container. And I'll have to do another video on us doing the sea container, but it is too hot even in August and September. So we will probably tackle that in October, November and do some video of that so you can see the mess that's in there. But I am excited for this progress. I just had to relocate a few other things. You saw where we put the wine supplies in the tiny house, so they were able to make it into this cabinet and also into the kitchen cabinet below for the empty bottles. And I think it was just a lot of organizing, relocating, and not getting rid of a ton of stuff, but that laundry room had just gotten out of control. And we didn't have designated spot for the winery equipment. And I think that's really when you get into trouble about clutter and organization, is when you don't have designated spots. Now, my husband wanted to put all of this wine stuff into the sea container, which is a little bit of a drive. I mean, it's not that you can just walk out the door and go and get it. You have to walk a little ways, and if you're going to be carrying or toting it back and forth, you're driving to it. So I told him, no, let's put this in the tiny house. That way it is right next door to us and easy access. And we want to put like things with like. So he let me do that, and it made me happy. And so that's why I ended up putting this stuff over here. It just made sense. I think we're doing good. It was a productive day, and I am going to relax for the rest of the day. And I hope you are doing the same thing. If you were able to tackle your space, let me know in the comments below. Or if you weren't, but you're going to now that you've seen what I've done, let me know that too, because part of my goal is just hoping that I encourage you, that I motivate you, and that we make a difference together. I'm going to close like my dad always closed his voicemail messages. Bye for now.
Hi, it's your dad. Bye for now.